Fanboyism. The worst parts of the gaming industry. Honestly. The worst part of it, because these are people that literally worship whatever company it is that they like and put them above everything and anything, and they don't allow you to criticize them. This is probably one of the biggest problems when it comes to the gaming industry, and honestly, it has to stop. But before that, let's talk about it. What is up, you guys? Welcome to the collective. My name is Furman, and in this video, we are going to be talking about fanboyism. But before we get started, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content just like this. Alright, let's get into it. Fanboyism is not something that's new. It is something that has been in the gaming industry since day one, honestly. And I kind of feel like they do this on purpose. You know, they put two companies together, they pin them against each other, people take sides, and it kind of sucks. It's kind of the worst thing. And I'm pretty sure this is not just, exclusive to the gaming industry, although it feels kind of like it is. You know, people have put things against each other for the longest time, probably since, day one. But I've always considered this to be one of the biggest problems when it comes to the gaming industry, because it doesn't really accomplish anything. It doesn't get anything done. It's not even a provocative or, a thought-provoking conversation to have with someone. It is just a flex. It is a I am better than you, or my console or my company that I love is better than any of them all. And it's just kind of, it's a miserable existence if you ask me. Now, we obviously know that way back when, it used to be Nintendo versus Sega, and everybody was fighting over who had the better console. And we obviously know that the Super Nintendo was way better than the Sega Genesis, hands down, but people were always fighting about it. They always had their points, and they were always right. They were always right. And you could not tell them anything, because their console of choice was the best console. And this has happened every single generation. Every single one. When it was the PlayStation, Dreamcast, Nintendo 64, then it was the PS2, the GameCube, and the Xbox, then the Xbox 360 and the Wii, and the PS3, and so on and so forth. Everybody is always arguing about the fact that their console was more powerful, that their console was better, that it had better games, and we kind of played into these companies' marketing, which is kind of insane, because that's what they want. They want you fighting over who has the best console, because that also drives sales. That makes people want to go out there and buy things. And you're kind of being an advocate for their brand also. You're benefiting these corporations by arguing about this thing. Oh, hey, the Xbox Series X is the most powerful console next to PC. That's why you should get that. Blah, blah, blah. This and that. All of this nonsense. It's always going on, and it's always happening. Now, I have had the benefit, and a lot of people have had the benefit of, just kind of being in the middle of these things. I don't know why, because my dad wasn't exactly a super big fan of gaming, but for whatever reason, we always had almost all the consoles. Like, we had the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, Nintendo, we had the Game Boy Color, and we were able to play all of these different consoles. And because of that, we didn't necessarily have a console that we were just die hard for. What we did have is, games. We loved games, and that's what it was all about. It was all about these experiences that we got to experience. And yes, unfortunately, most people don't have the luxury of doing that, and most people don't even want to do that, because they're hardcore fanboys for their specific thing. Like, there is people that are hardcore Sonic fans, despite the fact that probably half of the Sonic games are, pretty... Let's talk about the best Sonic games. Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. Or Battle, if you got it in the GameCube. Those games are great. Not so much the first one, but definitely the second one. They are great games, and I absolutely love them. But boy, are they riddled with bugs. They have so many issues that it is insane. And I'm not afraid to say that. I love Sonic, and I realize that they have a lot of bad games. The best Sonic game that has ever been made, period, is Sonic Mania. And it's because of the fact that it was a taste of the original Sonic experience while adding on top of it. It added extra things to make it better. Wow, that was a crazy tangent. One of the things that I really didn't like about fanboyism is the fact that, they don't want us to criticize the things that they love, which they don't understand why it is that we do it. There are a lot of people, a lot of fanboys that criticize just to make fun of them and just to be mean and be jerks, but most of the time that's not the case. Most people that criticize a company, it's because they're doing something wrong. It's because of something that they did that was bad. These are good things to complain about. We should be empowered and feel the right, the duty to complain about things that we don't like. But fanboys will tell you, no, you're not allowed to do that because this is my favorite video game. This is my favorite company. This is my favorite console. It's almost like they have blinders, like they put horse blinders on and they don't want you to tell them anything. You're not allowed to say anything. You're not allowed to argue with them. They don't want to hear it. If you don't like it, then you're stupid and you're a dummy and get away from me because I don't want to hear it. Guys, if it wasn't for the fact that we complain and we talk about issues in these games and stuff like that, we wouldn't have innovation. If that was the case, we would still have graphics like, in the Atari times because there'd be no reason to innovate. That was the standard for back then. And if that's good enough for you, then that's what it would have been. We'd be 50 years in literally playing Atari, and that would be insane. But because it wasn't good enough, because it's still not good enough, we have something to strive for. We have something to achieve. That's the same thing that happened with the Switch, Everybody loved the Switch. The Switch has sold over 150 million consoles. We love the Nintendo Switch. But even since day one, it has not been good enough. And we've complained about it. And that's the reason why we are in a position to get the Switch 2. It's because Nintendo listened to what we said. They listened to the fact that there were certain things that we just did not like about it. And, they got to make their money, but at the same time, they're giving us something better, which, by the way, almost never happens. Old school Nintendo would have been like, all right, the Nintendo Switch sold good. Let's do something else because innovation. And yes, we enjoy that Nintendo. We love that Nintendo that innovates, but at the same time, sometimes you just got to give us what we want, which is a better experience. Like, do what you just did, but just better. More powerful, more faster, better. This is half the reason why I actually don't spend very much time on social media and stuff like that. Stuff like X or TikTok. Because there's always somebody that's just being a hater just to be a hater. Like the thing that's going on with PlayStation, where they had the system down, they got hacked, so they took the whole network down for a day or two or however long it was. They took the whole system down, basically because they wanted to make sure that there was no breach. And there wasn't a breach, so they brought it back up. And, people were expecting it to be the same thing as what it was, 10, 12, 14 years ago in 2011. They were expecting the same exact thing that happened then to happen again, which, is understandable. But then you got GameStop coming out and being like, oh, I bet you wish you had physical now. What does that do? What does that help? And honestly, GameStop is the last person to be cracking jokes on anyone. Because come on, y'all been ripping people off since day one, okay? Stop it. No, I don't need a warranty for every single game that I buy, okay? Especially when we realize that money just goes to you, and especially when we realize that some of your cashiers literally just put it on without telling you. Yeah, you thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. I might have to change the YouTube name to The Tangent Gaming instead of The Collective Gaming, because, oh my god, how did I get here from fanboyism? All in all, this whole video is just to talk about fanboys suck, and they're the worst. They just want to argue just to argue, and they want to be the best, even though, there's clearly provable evidence that that's not the case, okay? It's not about being the best. It's not about having the best console. It's about being able to play the best games. or just being able to play all the games, okay? Like, just play them all. Just play what you like. Don't worry about if somebody says it doesn't look good, it doesn't play good. You know, I'm not even holding things to that kind of standard. I don't even do that. I hate the new Pokemon games, okay? Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, absolutely hate them. And yeah, I 100%ed Sword and Shield, which makes me want to puke. But I hate those games. But I also realize that people enjoyed them. People like them. And so I'll complain. I will complain about the fact that I don't like the direction that Pokemon is going in, but I'm not going to sit here on a pedestal and say, oh, just because I don't like it and I don't think this is right, nobody should play it. If I ever encourage some type of a boycott of any, game or whatever it is, I'm not going to sit here and criticize the people that are buying it, even though, they're kind of the problem too, because if we want these games to be better or to be fixed, then, they kind of need to stop buying them too. But I'm not going to hold it against them, Like, we're free to choose what we want to do. We are free to choose and to do whatever we feel like we should do. So that's what I believe in, and that's what we're all going to do. Alright guys, that is the end of the video. Hopefully this video wasn't too ranty or confusing. I am literally confused, and I've been recording for like 15 minutes now, so I don't know what the heck is going on, but we're going to wrap up the video by saying, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content just like this. And we will see you guys on the next video. Peace! I had to wear the pack shirt because I just got the email that said I was denied. So I won't be, well, at least for now, I won't exactly be going to PAX East. Unfortunate. Maybe I just didn't apply in time, or maybe I just don't have a high enough sub count, whatever. I've been told that that's what they look at. So maybe I really need to get to that 30K quickly. So don't forget, we're still giving away that Earthbound, okay? Don't forget about that. Alright guys, I'm out of here.